CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
What have you got to tell us about Shane?
So as you already know, Shane had a sort of stiff calf and a bit of soreness at the start of the tour, and we've been sort of managing that, and he batted yesterday and was fine, and we've been building up his intensity, and today we're trying to get him up to sort of match level. Now we're getting to the serious end, and he struggled with that today, so he could feel it, and we just don't think he's going to be right for the first test, so we're going to rule him out of the first test because we need a few more days now to let him recover and start up again.
Is that because you want him, the instructions are you want him to be able to bowl as well, or even as a batsman you don't think he would have been right to go?
No, even as a batsman. He felt it running today. We're trying to get his intensity up. You probably saw him yesterday. He was running at a low intensity, and today we're just trying to get him up a little bit closer to match intensity with view of the games on Wednesday. But we just couldn't even get him up for that. So yeah, that's a problem for us.
Is it just tightness, Alex, or is there a tear or something there? Or?
Well, it's not a tear, but he has got an injury there. So we've had a scan, and it shows he's got a low-grade little injury that we've been managing, so little muscle injury, and we've been managing it for that. And the time, it varies how long it takes. He's had these before, and they do take they can take a short period of time, or they can take an extended period of time. And he's in this case, it's looking like it's going to take a little bit longer.
Is that since he arrived here, or is it something that happened, only played 2 games in the one-day series?
No, it happened here, yeah. Second day we trained, he sort of felt it. Gave him a few days off, and we've back training at sort of low intensity, and like I said, we pushed him today to try to we have to at some point get up to be able to play the game, and he could still feel it, and I just don't, myself and the doc don't think he's going to be able to get up for this game, so we've got to give him give him a few more days off and try to get him right for the second test if possible.
Over the last 12 months or so, you and Pete have had quite a bit of success in keeping him going, even though he does have niggles. This one is just a greater degree of seriousness, essentially?
I think it's just the location. It's where it is. It's in the lower part of his calf, and it's just different to the other things he's had, and that's why we were sort of not too concerned about it, because we've managed to get him up for the other injuries that he's had this year, and Peter's done a really good job with getting him up in between games and during games during the last sort of 12 months, but this one's just behaved a bit differently, unfortunately.
Does the compacted nature of the schedule mean he's 2 tests? It's only 3 days, I think, between the first and second, isn't there? So does that make it problematic for you?
Oh, it just means we've got less time between now and the second test. So, we'll work back from the second test. Like we did here, there's a time when he has to start running at a certain intensity. So we'll go back to that again and say, okay, by this date, he needs to be doing this, X, Y, Z, and hopefully he gets to the point where he was able to train unrestricted by 2 or 3 days out, which is what we're aiming to do here, and then be able to reproduce that 2 or 3 times and be confident that he can get through a game.
Is there a decent chance they were playing in Port Elizabeth, do you think, or is it more maybe the third test?
I think he's a good chance to play, but it's only just sort of, we need to see what he gets from this. He's okay at the moment. We've got icing it, but we'll have a look at it again tomorrow and see how quickly he recovers. Yeah.
And how much further along from coming back to bat would he be able to bowl?
Yeah, there's usually a little bit of a lag, because running between wickets and running is generally a bit easier than bowling, so there's probably a 4 or 5 day lag, so we need to visit that. First priority is try to get him back as a batter, give the selectors that option, and then work out from there where the bowling lives, so yeah, that's going to be more challenging.
Is there a certain moment in Poch or something that he did, or did he just wake up and he was a bit tight?
No, we were training, and he felt it during the training session. It was actually, no, he felt it towards the end of the training session, and we just, sort of managed it, and he wasn't too bad. And we said, okay, we've had this before, let's just nurse it, and we went relatively easy with him since then. So he just felt it during that one training session, and like I said, we were hopeful that it would recover, and it needed to be, a bit more advanced to where it is at the moment.
So because you've pushed him hard for this test, does this mean that now you're going to ask him to pretty much do nothing the next few days to try and expedite that recovery?
Yeah, it won't be nothing, but we'll take a step back, certainly. So you won't see him running for 3 or 4 days. He was sort of running at low intensity. You saw him, so he probably won't run for 3 or 4 days, whatever, maybe even 5 days, and then we'll start the building up process and see where he gets to. So you just go gradually, and if he feels it, you've got to stop again. So it's it's sort of trying to manage it as a balancing act.
Just in the wake of that, then Moses looked like he was sort of favouring a leg out there when he was bowling. He's okay?
He's okay as far as I'm concerned, yeah. He hasn't come to me with anything, so I hope he's not injured.
And everyone else?
No, we're all good. The rest of them are pretty good at the moment. Yeah.
One that I actually been meeting you guys for a little while, but what's the time frame with James Faulkner? Is he any chance for the World T20, or is it it's beyond that?
Yeah, no, he's a chance to play the World T20. He's obviously had that surgery, and depends how he recovers from it. But we're aiming for the World T20. Yeah, that's sort of like 10 weeks post surgery is when the World Cup's on. So he's a realistic chance, but it'll depend how he goes. At the moment, he's going really well. So I've sort of got a 1 week report. It seems to be going pretty well, but until he starts loading it properly, until we get to sort of about the 5 or 6 week mark when he actually has to start running. So if he starts running and it becomes problematic, then it'll be a problem. But I think the expectations will be okay.
Yeah, and he, I suppose he'd actually, I mean, he did it in Adelaide, I think, and then he bowled with it even after he had it. So was it sort of you were weighing up whether can we carry this through versus get it done now?
It wasn't sort of he did it. He just started getting sore. Like he was just getting sorer and sorer. And when he was batting, it was sore, and then when he was bowling, it got a bit sore. But then it wasn't bad towards the back end of his bowling as well. So and the next day it was pretty sore. So the next day it sort of swelled up and was sore, and it was a problem then. So and then we decided to have a look at it properly.
Sure. Watto's managed to play the 10 Ashes, and there's certainly hope that he's turned the corner. How did he take the news that today that he wouldn't be playing the first test?
Oh, very disappointed, obviously, as we all are. We're all sort of been very happy that we got everyone through the last Ashes, and and Watto himself has played. I don't think he's missed a game for a very long time. I can't remember the last time he missed a game. I think it was last Sydney Test or something like that was the last time he. It was disappointing, but it's part of the game, isn't it?